The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
Do you like your body, Debbie?
Well, Rod, now that's an opener, isn't it? Yes, I do. I like my body. It works well, and it's, without being in the best condition, it is quite fit and reasonable.
Fit?
You know what
Debbie's
I mean.
fit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you look good. You look a little bit like Twiggy. You've gone with the 60s sort of look over the last few days.
Twiggy? Oh, well, that's a real compliment. She's great.
Yeah.
Yes,
So.
and you always look... you always look well turned out, Rod. You're someone who always makes an effort. You're smart and well pressed.
Well pressed?
Yes.
Wrinkled, I think, is the word.
No, I'm talking about your clothes.
Right, now we're talking today about image.
Yes.
So you like your image. When you look at a man, what do you find attractive in a man when you first see them?
The smile.
The smile?
Yes, definitely.
Right.
You have a very nice smile, Rod.
Oh, you're hitting on me now. Anyway, we're going to hear from Karen Smythe, who is like an image expert, isn't she?
She's a freelance stylist.
OK, let's hear from her.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
It says on your website you help clients understand their bodies and learn styling techniques to accentuate the positive and minimise the negative. How do you do that?
That's a very good question. It's all about, once they embrace the fact that they want change, if people understand their body shape, then they will dress accordingly and it will flatter what they do have. I think it's really important these days to understand that it takes a quarter of a second to make the right impression. It used to be 30 seconds. So, for first dates or first meetings, it's really important that you understand it's 55% of the pie chart is made up of first impressions. And you need to try and make the very best of who you are and give the right desired impression to who you meet, particularly on a date. And the same applies to men and to women. We cover 90% of our body with clothes, unless you're a pole dancer, that is. So always pick something that flatters your shape and your colour. In the case of women, avoid the mutton moment. And if you're a gentleman, make sure that it's the really small things that have the massive impact. So make sure that you're well groomed, that you haven't got nasal hair or ear hair. For a woman, that's a complete and utter turn off. Pay attention to if you've got if you're a gentleman and your hair is thinning, then, have it cut and cropped really short. It will ultimately make you look, younger. And for ladies, spend as much as you can every 6 weeks on your hair. Sounds silly. It's cost per wear. It's the best thing you'll ever buy and invest in because you wear your hair every single day of the week. And for a lady and for a man, it's your crowning glory. So it's really important that you embrace the whole. It's not just the clothes that you put on your body. It's how you wear them and how you've visited your cupboard of confidence, hopefully, and there's a few pieces in there. And I've got sort of 3 tips that I always give my clients, which is pick one thing out of your cupboard that makes you feel confident. You know what it is. You know what that garment is. You'll put it on and people that you haven't seen for ages will say, gosh, you look so well. You look really, vibrant. That'll be because that particular thing will be the right colour and will, resonate on you. It'll be the right shape. Or if you're buying something new, then go for one classic piece. It might be a great jacket, or for gentlemen, a well-fitted pair of good quality trousers or really good quality leather shoes. These are the things that get noticed. And please remember, it's 55% is made up of how you look. Sorry, Debbie, I went on a little bit there, but I get a bit passionate.
No, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really amazed about a quarter of a second we make our decisions about people. That's huge.
It is, and it, as I say, the research is new. It used to be 30 seconds. It's now a quarter of a second, and it takes 21 times for people to change that bad impression. So that if you don't crack it in the first go, you've got to go 21 times to meet that person to change that actual opinion, which I think is really scary.
It is, and when you're in the dating scene, you're not going to get those chances.
No, so it's all the more important to make sure that you give enough time to the whole package. So quite a lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm going on a first date, yeah, I'll have my hair done, and then they won't actually think about what they're wearing. You know, and it's a top down overview to make sure that you're making the absolute best of your quarter of a second first impression.
Okay, so if people have made this image makeover for their date, could it lead to false expectations and ultimately disappointment if that date becomes a relationship and those people revert to their habits of previous days?
I think that when people are, this is an opinion, it's not fact, but I think when people are ready to start afresh, and, you know, I think it can be quite scary, not that I've ever done it, but to go on a dating site, I think you've already made a psychological change in your mind. You've made that step change that, you know, if you've always been doing what you've always been doing, you're only going to get what you've always been getting. And I think people have made that transition, Debbie, in their head, that they're ready for change. And I mean, I haven't got any statistics, but I think that when you do meet someone new, you do embrace some of the new changes. You know, are people going to go back to old ways? I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, that's good. And so do you think that with an improved image, there's naturally an improved confidence level?
I think there's definitely a massive confidence level because you're getting, you know, the law of averages say that, you know, you're going to meet someone and, yes, they might like how you look, but it's also how you are. And, you know, we've got a silly saying in our house, it's nice to be nice. When you are nice, nice things happen. So if you overlay that on you making the very, very best of how you look, and you're good on the inside and on the outside, I think it's a great basis to start a new relationship.
It sounds great. So would you recommend that people see a fashion stylist?
Yes, I would. Naturally, Debbie, I'm a little biased, but I think it's really helpful to speak to someone that is trained and qualified and understands the subtle changes that you might need to make the very best of yourself. You know, if your fridge broke, for example, you know, you wouldn't be able to fix it yourself. You'd go to someone that has that expertise. It's no different. You're just going to speak to someone about you and about your style and how that's perceived.
That was Karen Smythe.
Yes.
I like her. She's probably one of my favourite guests that we've had on because she comes out with these golden nuggets, doesn't she, of mutton moments. Please, what is a mutton moment?
Well, obviously the old saying, mutton dressed as lamb.
Right, yeah.
So to be really, really aware of your image. Yeah.
And cupboard of confidence. You know, pick
I
one
like
thing
that.
from... What's in your cupboard of confidence, Debbie? Mine is a thong.
A thong. Oh,
What's in your cupboard of confidence?
I'd like to find out more about your thong.
What, always doing what you've always been doing, then you're always going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah, I like that. If you keep on doing the same thing, you're just going to get the same results. Actually, in my cupboard of confidence, Rod, is clothes that I love the colours and they make me feel comfortable. It's just simple. I don't really tend to think of image, but just things that I like and that I feel comfortable in.
But this quarter of a second thing...
I know, that's
I mean,
amazing.
that gives you no time.
No.
What are you supposed to do in a quarter of a second?
There's not much you can do, Rod.
Just go, ah! I'm here.
Well, that's everyone put off.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.